जय गोपीजन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी जय गोपीजन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी यशोदानन्दन जय गज जनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन जय गज जनरञ्जन यमुनातिरवनचारि जय यमुनातिरवनचारि जय कुञ्जबिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुञ्जबिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुञ्जबिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुञ्जबिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा जय सुदर्शन जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा जय सुदर्शन जगन्नाथ स्वामी जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पतगामी राम तुझे जगन्नाथ स्वामी जगन्नाथ पतगामी नयन पतगामी राम तुझे जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेव जय सुभद्रा माई सुदर्शन जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेव जय सुभद्रा माई सुदर्शन जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधा माधव श्री राधे जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधा माधव श्री राधे जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर श्री राधे राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर श्री राधे राधा गोपीनाथ राधा गोपीनाथ राधा गोपीनाथ श्री राधे जय राधा गोपीनाथ राधा गोपीनाथ राधा गोपीनाथ श्री राधे जय राधा दामोदर राधा दामोदर श्री राधे जय राधा दामोदर राधा दामोदर राधा दामोदर श्री राधे जय गौरानिताय 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 जय गौरानिताय 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय 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 प्रभुपाद की जय गौरनिताय की जय हरे कृष्णा
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी वेलकम प्रभु जी others will join I don't know let's start and thanks for joining taking your time in the busy morning so today we are going to discuss 13th shloka of 11th chapter of 4th canto that is Dhruva Mara story continues so I'll just shortly project it on the screen and then we can continue discussion. ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितमेन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदाम्यं ददाति सपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपां साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं सजीवं साद्वैतं सार्वधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदां सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी ऋषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री हरि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम तितिक्षया करुणा मैत्र्या चाखिल जंतशु समत्वेन स सर्वात्मा भगवान संप्रसीदति word to word translation by Srila Prabhupada. Titikshaya by tolerance, Karunaya by mercy, Maitreya by friendship, Cha also, Akhila universal, Jantushu unto the living entities, Samatvena by equilibrium, Cha also, Sarva Atma, the super soul, Bhagwan, the personality of Godhead, Samprasidati, become very satisfied. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. The Lord is very satisfied with his devotee when the devotee greets other people with tolerance, mercy, friendship, and equality. Purport. It is duty of an advanced devotee in the second stage of devotional perfection to act in accordance with this verse. There are three stages of devotional life. In the lowest stage, the devotee is simply concerned with the deity in the temple, and he worships the Lord with great devotion, according to rules and regulations. In the second stage, devotee is cognizant of his relationship with Lord, his relationship with fellow devotees, his relationship with persons who are innocent, and his relationship with persons who are envious. Sometimes devotees are ill-treated by envious persons. It is advised that the advanced devotee should be tolerant. He should show complete mercy to persons who are ignorant or innocent. A preacher devotee is meant to show mercy to innocent persons whom he can elevate to devotional service. Everyone by constitutional position is an internal servant of God. Therefore, the devotee's business is to awaken everyone's Krishna consciousness. That is his mercy. As for the devotee's treatment of other devotee who are his equals, he should maintain friendship with them. The general view should be to see every living entity as a part and parcel of Supreme Lord. Different living entities appear in different forms of dress. But according to instruction of Bhagavad Gita, a learned person sees all devotees, all living entities equally. Such a treatment by devotee is very much appreciated by Supreme Lord. It is therefore said that the saintly person is always tolerant and merciful. He is friend to everyone, never an individual, and he is helpful. These are some of good qualities of devotee. Om Jnana तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। नमो विश्वपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते जय पताका स्वामी की नाम। नमो आचार्य पदानिताय प्रदायिने गौरकथा दामोदय गुरुग्रामकारिणे। नमो ओम विश्वपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी की नाम। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशता। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री हरि बोल। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम। तितिक्षया करुणया मैत्र्या चाखिल जंतुषु समत्वेन च सर्वात्मा भगवान संप्रसीदति. The Lord is very satisfied with his devotee when a devotee greets other people with tolerance, mercy, friendship, and equality. Hare Krishna. Okay, so we'll continue the discussion. I just recall the things. So basically, we are discussing the Dhruva Maharaj story. Dhruva Maharaj was a great devotee of Lord, and he was a great grandson of Brahma. He was a grandson of Swayambhu Munu and Uttanpad king. As we know, he was sort of banned from his kingdom by his stepmother, Suruchi, because she wanted to put her son on the throne. While Dhruva Maharaj mother was not that much dear to the king, and hence the other mother, like stepmother, took that advantage, and he was like Dhruva Maharaj was sort of forced to leave the kingdom. But Dhruva Maharaj was being a Kshatriya and true Kshatriya. He was very like he was having that spirit of not tolerating the insult, not tolerating the injustice. So he, as expected from Kshatriya, nowadays we don't get this sort of Kshatriyas. Very few, practically not there, or well, maybe very few. But that time, Kshatriyas mean Kshatriya, Brahmanas mean Brahmanas, Kshatriya means Kshatriya, and then Vaishya. Anyway, so then Dhruva Maharaj take out to do the tapasya and somehow make Lord Prasanna, satisfied with him, Lord. So he did very severe austerity. Of course, this was done with the guidance, with the advice of Narada Muni, who was his spiritual master. Narada Muni did not just advise him, okay, you go do tapasya and then ask for your kingdom, reclaim your kingdom. Not like that. Because he was a spiritual guru, Narada Muni actually advised him the spiritual thing, not the material thing. Because getting kingdom, getting dethroned, getting kingdom back, taking revenge is all material things. And Dhruva Maharaj might have this initially, apparently, external, this sort of tendencies, but internally he was a devotee by heart. And Narada Muni wanted to trigger that and actually take him to the pure devotional service. So Lord and his devotee has got plans for devotees who are like initial phase to bring him to the pure state, provided we want it. So we also can understand that for us also there is always some plan, and Lord and his devotees, Guru, want to uplift us. The thing is, we should respond to that. We should follow that. Lord will not neglect anybody, even though we are like insignificant souls and hardly any devotion, at least for me. But we shouldn't. Lord will never abandon us. Guru will never, abandon us. But it's us actually who generally lacks. At least I have seen. We experience this because we are now reading Bhagavata. We are under shelter of our Guru and Prabhupada. So we understand that. But it's our desire, intense desire, or our efforts sometimes lacks, and then we are not able to. But Dhruva Maharaj was different. And Dhruva Maharaj capitalized on this Narada Muni's instruction. He understood the instruction. Narada Muni initially said, you don't get into all this. You are being a boy. You don't get into all this. You don't have to worry about insult. And it's too early for you to even recognize that it as an insult. And you just play, have some sports. And any throne will come to you, even though it doesn't come his kingdom. So whatever way. So Narada Muni, but then Narada Muni was testing him. How determined he is to pursue his tapasya. The reason for tapasya, the motto behind doing tapasya was materially, apparently, but actually internally he was devotee, as I told. And devotee is very different. He will not like rot into material world, or he will not just get insulted by the pangs of material. He will find out solution. Devotees are like that. That's why Brahma Jigyasa. I mean, he'll find out solution. Why I'm getting all these problems? What is the solution for that? And of course, he will do it under the shelter of Lord. He will not do it his own. It's not easy to fight with Maya. So that's what exactly Dhruva Maharaj was just following the path, unknowingly, knowingly, initially. Of course, later on he understood, yes, Narada Muni actually guided him in a very subtle way and directly also. And then when Dhruva Maharaj did tapasya, Lord appeared himself in front of him, very pleased by his tapasya, by his attitude, by his consciousness. And Lord said, you ask anything, whatever you want. Dhruva said, I don't have to ask anything because Dhruva, but enchanted by Lord's form, beauty, his qualities, Leela, and Dhruva Maharaj is describing them in the earlier chapters. We have seen Dhruva Maharaj is chanting, singing those glories of Lord, singing the form of Lord, singing the Leelas of Lord, and his greatness of Lord, magnanimity of Lord. He's doing that. And it's very wonderful slokas which we earlier saw, went through. And then Lord Lord again said, still you want anything, I'll give. So Dhruva Maharaj, I don't want anything. It is my foolishness. I was asking the kingdom actually, when you are there in front of me, I got you. I don't want anything. But still Lord gave him, because Lord will fulfill devotees' so-called material desires also, provided devotee is not going to fall down. The Lord will not fulfill the material desires of devotee. If he is a sincere, if he is a sincere devotee, Lord will not fulfill material desire. If Lord thinks that he may fall down, he may drift away from me means Lord. So he will not give. But if you feel no, devotee is going to have this material opulence and he is going to use for cultivating the Krishna consciousness further, helping others to cultivate Krishna consciousness with the help of the opulence, definitely Lord will give as much as. That's what Prabhupada, Prabhupada is an example. Prabhupada was a devotee. Of course, I mean, when I said he was Acharya, and when initially might be, Prabhupada went through some initially difficulties. That is basically, it's all, Acharya means it's by example. We are going to learn. Prabhupada was teaching us by his example. It's not that Prabhupada was going through the difficulties on a material platform. It is a Nila of Prabhupada. Yes, even devotees go through these difficulties, but then Prabhupada continued with full enthusiasm, and he was empowered by Lord. And look how many temples he built, Prabhupada, single-handedly that time. So much opulence, but then he utilized it for Lord's purpose. He gave us the great organization where all the world people, they can benefit. They can benefit now by Prabhupada's mercy. Only we are able to progress little bit, whatever it may be, on the devotional path. So the point here is, Dhruva Maharaj did not wanted opulence after seeing the Lord Sakshat in front of him. But nevertheless, Lord gave him the Dhruva planet, which is non-perishable. Even though material world gets perished, and there is a periodic dissolutions of the material world. That is every 12 hours of Brahma, and at the end of Brahma, like that. Dhruva planet doesn't get perished, and it's not of opulences. So, and then of course, Dhruva Maharaj went on the devotional path. But of course, that happened later. But after this tapasya on that particular birth, in that particular period, Dhruva Maharaj went back to his kingdom. He forgave his mother, so-called stepmother, who was responsible for Dhruva Maharaj leaving the home, leaving the kingdom. She insulted him so much. But he never hated them. See, this is a quality of devotee. The one of the biggest, one of the most greatest quality of devotees. Devotee will be not hating anybody. Devotee will never hate anybody. He will be equal to everybody. But even the person in front of them is sort of troubled devotees, or due to him devotees suffer, but he will not hate them. Nirmatsaranam, that's what Prabhupada says. Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada explains this. Nirmatsarana, he will not have jealousy, he will not have any hate to anybody. So Dhruva Maharaj he went back, he continued, he was thrown and he continued his kingdom. And there was a fight, because he's a Kshatriya, fight will be always there with yakshas and he because his brother like Suruchi's son, his brother got killed in fight with yakshas, and he got angry. Dhruva Maharaj got angry. He went and then killed many yakshas, and there is a huge fight, and then he was not stopping only. He was killing yakshas one by one. So that time, Swayambhu Manu saw, oh, what is going on here? Because indiscriminate killing is condemned in Vedas as per the Vedic culture. Indiscriminate. And that's what we discussed last week. Prabhupada writes in that, if you recall, Prabhupada writes in that purport also, indiscriminate killing, which is a typical characteristics of modern wars or battles. Modern battles or wars are indiscriminate. Somebody throws atom bomb somewhere on the city and innocent people are killed. And just because they want to kill some people. The fight has to be between military people. So Mahabharata war, earlier war as per with their based on the religious rules and regulation. I mean, rules and regulation given by religion or religious or moral codes and conducts, whatever you call. So battles will be fought outside the civilized locality. It will be fought somewhere. And whoever win the battle, he will take over. There is no question of killing innocent civilized people. Civilized when I mean citizens. Rather, I will use the not civilized. It's a citizen. There's no point in killing innocent citizens, even though war is happening between two countries or two entities. That was the way, and there was no indiscriminate. Now you see between two nations, now across the border, now they will keep throwing the missiles and bombs on each other. Now, innocent people also will be killed. Now, of course, we discussed that also. Nothing happens without karma. So, with so-called we say innocent people are killed. Actually, it's their karma also. So, and Prabhupada writes in their purport. I mean, there are many points Prabhupada beautifully explained. One innocent people should not be killed. Means there has to be based on some, there has to be some rules and regulations people have to follow. It cannot be so indiscriminate. Human civilization itself should not get wiped out. And that's what now probably, if you see the world situation today, is so much fighting there. And it's just flash. We are at a flashpoint. Everybody is ready with all those disastrous chemical, biological weapons. Anyway, so that's a different point. But Prabhupada mentions that. But similar, the nowadays, I mean, as Kali Yuga progresses, people also have become very sinful, and we can expect this sort of indiscriminate killing. I mean, it's all very complicated laws of karma. Okay, because we are killing, we means like majority of the nations, majority of the people in the world eat flesh. More so, eat flesh of cow. And there is no consideration for animals. So many things are happening. So now that is going to revert back. That is going to bounce back on us in the form of karmic actions, and we are going to be in trouble. And that's what is happening. Again, so coming back to the point, then when Manu saw, oh, it is now Dhruva Maharaj is sort of crossing his limit. He's in the rage of anger. He was very angry. So Swayambhu Manu wanted to stop him. So he came, he advised him in this way, this indiscriminate killing is not advisable. So as a part of that, this shloka is basically Swayambhu Manu is talking to Dhruva Maharaj, advising him that you should not be fighting indiscriminately. Just because some of the yakshas, couple of individuals would have killed your brother, doesn't mean you should be killing yakshas in general and So many are already killed. So you are not happy with that, and you are explaining it. So as a part of that, you are explaining the philosophy also. So this is one of the shloka where today's shloka, the Lord is very satisfied with devotees when the devotee greets other people with tolerance. So Swayambhu Manu was making Dhruva Maharaj remember that he is devotee. He is not just only Kshatriya. And he, even though he is Kshatriya, he should not be killing the other people indiscriminately. More so, he is devotee. Lord has given him the all those what he wanted, and so he should behave like devotee. Now, devotee is a very unique, you know, personality, and there are characteristics of devotees defined. So here, Swayambhu Manu says the Lord is very satisfied with devotees when a devotee greets other people with tolerance, mercy. Then Prabhupada writes in purport, there are three different levels of devotees. Initial level of devotee. I mean, Prabhupada is explaining in detail how devotee should behave. So this shloka and this purport of Prabhupada focuses on devotees' interaction with other living entities, human beings. And of course, not only human beings, animals also. Because Bhagavad Gita says there is a shloka there also. It's very famous shloka. So it is advised here by Swayambhu Manu to Dhruva Maharaj that he should be equal in all visions. He should be very peaceful. He should not disturb others unnecessarily. We should see everyone equally. Now, as a part of that, Prabhupada explains different type of devotees. We all are slowly we are progressing. We are at initial stage now. Slowly we are progressing. And there are three levels of devotees based on their evolved consciousness or based on their how they see the others devotees, how they are, thorough in their knowledge and how they have realized the whole thing that everybody that's soul platform. Ultimately, devotee has to realize that everybody is the soul, and all are part of super soul. Now, understanding is theoretically is one thing, but adopting in the practice, reciprocating this philosophy in the practice is big thing. And that is what the levels of devotee. So Prabhupada explains the first level, like third level devotee is basically he understand the basics, very basics of Shastra. Those more so is following those principles like worship of deities and serving of Lord. He will be focused on only on that, and he will continue doing that. And he may not be that expert in treating other devotees like they are supposed to be treated. He may get disturbed by others' behavior. He himself may disturb others. He may get disturbed by others' behavior. Apparently, due to some misunderstanding or due to some conflict of interest or whatever it may be. Because he is not able to see that ultimately fundamental principle here is the soul, everybody's soul, and everybody's equal in terms of quality. Quantitatively also they are equal, means we are a minute part of Lord. So everybody is a minute part of Lord. We are all equal level when we say on the soul level, and we are all Satchitananda. And we are all part and parcel of Super Soul. Means we are all related to Lord. We are related to Lord because we are servant. Lord is the master. That's a fundamental relationship. And all the souls are related to Lord. Since all the souls are related to Lord in this capacity, in this way, we all are related, all souls, we all are related to Lord, through Lord on an equal level. As a soul. Equal level means we all souls are at an equal level. So, because we are all servants of Lord, characteristics is same. But the apparent differences comes when we see their external cover, external dress is body. What is the external dress of soul? That is body. Like example, in a fancy dress competition, we may be putting different dresses. Somebody may put dress of tiger, somebody may put dress of some particular human being, somebody may put a dress of another type of human being, socialist, somebody may put, a communist, somebody may be putting it, like Indian, somebody put American. And there are various ways they will put dresses in a fancy dress competition. And we see those characters in that way because he's trying to, but we know, because this is very simple day-to-day life, we understand that, oh, although they have over the dresses differently, ultimately back of the mind, they are all boys or, people there. And they are actually the normal boys. They are not the way they are, what they are showing there. It's only the drama. This we understand because that's our day to day. We understood it. We are experienced it. That's easy. But the same thing is actually applicable when we see the material life. Because in material life also we are taken different races. When we take a birth, due to our in this material world, we take different races. Like I may take birth of engineer. My body will be engineer. Somebody is doctor. Then somebody is Indian. Somebody is American. Somebody is this religion, that religion. Somebody I might have black skin, somebody might have white skin. Somebody may be very so-called materially intelligent, somebody may not be that much intelligent. Somebody may be artist, somebody may be producer. Okay, like that. Somebody may be just normal human being, nothing is there. So these are all our dresses, and these dresses are provided to us based on our karma, our individual karma. Now, that will go on, individual karma, but how we should see others, especially Prabhupada bring this point here, because that's just Swayambhu Manu is bringing the point to Dhruva Maharaj. As a devotee, how we should be over. It's a specific instructions to devotee. Devotee means learned man. Devotee means ultimately he will be learned man also. Devotee will be considering everything. In addition to devotion, he will be learned also. He is supposed to be Pandita also. He will be knowledgeable also. All things, when one becomes devotee, all the good things comes to her. So obviously learned approach, wiseness comes, wisdom comes into devotee. That comes, and that's why. So we should not behave which is contrary to the devotee's behavior. Devotee is supposed to be realized that everybody is soul, and whatever apparent differences externally we see on the platform of body is a illusion, or it's a external thing. It is not a real representation of that the soul. That is only temporary, based on that particular soul's karmic actions and reaction. And he is going to behave that way because he is under influence of Maya. He is influence of that dress. He means soul. But devotee cannot be oblivious to this. Devotee has to be knowing this. No. And why? Why we should be seeing? What question may be asked? Why we should see equally? They look different. Because the Prabhupada also writes at many places, and Bhagavad Gita says that because continuously you are not that body, you are not going to be same. It is only he is forced to behave that way. So till we see ourselves on the soul level of soul platform, we cannot grow as a devotee. We should see ourselves as a soul. The soul is a servant of super soul Lord. This is the first thing comes. So Prabhupada writes in the purport here. First thing you should devotee understand that he is connected to Lord between soul and super soul. Now, unless but this will not be complete understanding till he starts seeing others also in that way. Otherwise, what is the difference? Then it's the same thing. Like you may think theoretically, oh, I am soul, I am eternal, Satchidanand, I am servant of Lord, I am associated with Lord. And if you continue seeing others, no, they are bodies, then it's a contradiction. Then it means we are not we are not realized that knowledge. So hence devotees must train themselves to see everybody on the same. But every realization, especially this sort of very fundamental realization, takes time. It takes by practice. It happens by mercy of Guru. It happens. Knowledge comes by mercy of Guru and Lord. So, but we should be ready to do that. Take up that knowledge. So initial. So there will be phases. So Prabhupada explains your first stage is primary stage, third class, third level devotees, where devotee only worship the deity and he's only just follow the rules and he might not be knowing the purpose, ultimate purpose behind it, but at least his devotee is better than uh, general materialistic people. So, but then he is not able to see the bigger picture. He is not able to go beyond that mechanical vidhi, mechanical process. But of course, that is also good because that's the first step, and we should not undermine that. We should not, because we are going through that. At least I'm going through that. So we are there as a third level devotees. We are our understanding here is like this. Okay, now Prabhupada mentions here the another one level above is the devotee understands the Shastra a little bit. He reciprocates with devotees in that way. And he's trying to, so that is little bit better level. He will treat other devotees in a very respectful way. He will not offend them like that. And third, highest class is like they will completely realize that everybody at the same level. Even though they disturb him, he'll be fully tolerant, peaceful. So this shloka says we should be tolerant, peaceful, merciful. That's a top plus. Advanced devotee. Prabhupada says that. Where there is no difference, devotee doesn't see any difference because he has realized that it's all external thing, it's all only material illusion. And he demonstrates by his own example and he converts all those so-called demonic people because there are various types of people. That also is explained by Prabhupada here. How devotee behaves, interacts with innocent people who are completely ignorant about spiritual knowledge. They are innocent. They are not demoniac. They are innocent. Given the opportunity, innocent means given the opportunity, they will be converting to devotees. They will be actually taking. That's the innocent. It means so given that, so they are innocent people. They just want some guidance. They just want some mercy of devotee, and they will be on the right path. Most of the people are like that. There are some demonic people or jealous people. They are disturbing. They don't accept Lord as authority. That's very, and they will keep. They want devotees to get trouble, give trouble. So they are all very different category, and devotee will behave with them in a very cautious way, but again, he will not hate them. The advanced level devotee will not hate anybody, even though they are so-called enemies or demons. And that's the examples, various examples in Bhagavatam. They never hated the people, anybody, even though they were troubled by that same people or person. In Dhruva Maharaj, in today's context, I mean today's story, Dhruva Maharaj was troubled by his mother, his father in one sense also, because he accepted. But when he came back, he did not took revenge on them. Means he was not hitting them. So advanced level devotees are at this stage where they are in the preaching mode. They will treat everybody same way. But of course, internally they will treat the same way. But while interacting, there may be slight transactional difference. For example, there is a snake. I mean, because there is a sloka in Bhagavad Gita, I'll like to bring that sloka also. Vidyayana sampanne brahmane gavi hastine shuni chaiva shopake cha pandita samadarshina. This sloka says that devotee who is a sober devotee, by his knowledge, he sees, Brahman, go means cow, Shudra, and then Chandala is on the same platform. Means they will say animals, different, there are categories of animals, there are categories of human beings also. Some of them are Shudra, some of them are Chandala, below Shudra, some of them are Brahmanas, very highly learned, some of them are in between. So all those human beings are there. When you say there are different human beings, their characteristics are different, external characteristics are different, their behavior pattern is different. Some people will help you, some people will guide you, some people will trouble you, some people will hate you, like that. the way people interact with us, interact with us will be different based on what body he's having and what sort of consciousness he's having. So you feel pain or pleasure or neutral thing when you are in contact with various type of souls. Living entities. When I say so, living entities with all that bodily features. So this shloka is very important. Ki devotee sees a learned person. Here is learned person is devotee actually. Learned person sees everybody on same platform. Why he is able to see that? It is not just out of, oh, I want to see everybody on same platform. I will do it from tomorrow or today, right now. It doesn't happen that way because he has acquired that knowledge. He has realized it. He has experienced that knowledge with a lot of effort and austerity. And with a lot of application of this knowledge, he has sacrificed a lot because there will be always temptation. Somebody will disturb you. We feel like tempted to, hit him back or give him back revenge back. Or sometimes somebody will steal our belongings. We feel like bringing those belongings back and hitting like that. And there will be some good people also will be feeling pleasant in front of in presence of them. I'm talking material point of view also. So people will transact with you, interact with you differently. You feel like interacting with them in same way. Now that's an illusion. Unless we know that no, there is no point in reciprocating the way they reciprocate with us. Means behaving the way they are behaving. Means if some animals comes and bite you, do we kill animal? No. Generally not, obviously. Because it's animal, the dog start barking at you. Do you start barking at dog? No. So it means basically we don't behave like animals because or in the human being also. So the sincere sober person will not transact the way person in front of me transact with him. He will transact the way it is supposed to be based on the various categories of people. For an innocent person, if person is innocent and he is doing some mistake or he is not, he is neutral, devotee will go and try to uplift him to the highest ritual knowledge. He will try to deliver him. He will try to give him knowledge. Okay, take this Bhagavad Gita, come to ISKCON, you follow these regulatory principles and take this science of bhakti. He'll try to attain you to Lord. That is the way he is innocent people. With peer devotees or his advanced devotee, he will be behaving as if he is their servant. They'll treat him with respect. Will always show. So that is way. With a devotees who are at a lower level than particular, the advanced devotee will treat him as like with a compassion that he will try to uplift him like that. And there are people who will be jealous here, but really they are very jealous here. They are like snake-like mentality. Their devotee will keep distance and but he will not hate him. He will not get into too much trouble with them. He will try to keep him distance. Our top advanced devotees will go and even deliver them. That's what Lord has done. Lord Chaitanya has done. He has delivered. He has given the mantra. He has given the formula for delivering everybody. Even though Jagai Madai was delivered by Lord, both Lords, Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda. Prabhupada has delivered everybody. He has given the formula. He has given the facilities to get delivered for everybody. He did not destroy, oh, they are Western, they are Indians, Indians also Smarta, this, that. He saw everything in chaos. So, but he did not say, oh, what is this? No. I let me live in Vrindavana. No, he went, took a trouble. Even though, if you read Prabhupada Lilamrut, because there is so much trouble people gave to Prabhupada. Somebody will steal his typewriter, somebody will steal his belongings, somebody will try to yell at him. But he was always giving them prasadam, giving the book, giving the Bhagavad Gita knowledge, so many lectures he has given. In spite of all, having so much trouble everywhere, not only India, outside India also there was a lot of trouble given. So, but he continued, even his sometimes so-called God brothers also was not very happy or cooperate with him, but he pursued and he will. So that is another thing. Some advanced acharyas like they will deliver to everybody. We might not have that potency, but at least we can try to behave the way it is supposed to be behaving. Like we need not worry too much about jealous people and don't be neutral to them. Don't involve with them too much. Innocent people we can try to do. I mean, that mood of acharyas we can try to follow, not imitate, follow. Where we also go to innocent people, distribute Bhagavad Gita, tell them about the Bhagavad Gita and the Lord, devotional science, like that, and for other devotees. So there are various ways devotees devotee deals with other living entities, 4 or 5 types, which Prabhupada mentions here, 4 types, like who are jealous, okay, in this way they will be dealt. They are advanced devotees, peer devotees, they will be dealt in this way. Innocent living way, they will be dealt this way. So the point here is how devotee can do that, but point comes how to do it, because this is theoretical knowledge. Theoretical knowledge for us sometimes, most of the time, oh, see them equally, but how to do it? Because it's not easy, because we are also in bodily consciousness to that extent, to major extent still, because as we progress on the bhakti, that consciousness will go away, but we struggle with that, understand? We struggle with, still that consciousness is there. So first of all, we should try to remove ourselves from that conscious, that's material consciousness. That comes by practice, by association with devotees, by mercy of Guru, reading the Shastras, reading, applying it. And there will be incidences where somebody is troubling you. Then immediately call this look, okay, this is how it is. So we should start practically applying this. As far as, of course, we should have practical view also. We should not imitate. I mean, so it's very delicate science and delicate application. We should be doing it under guidance, of course. I'm not saying, but we should have that. First of all, we should have that desire to follow this. Yes, I want to follow this shloka. I want to implement this. Slowly, then Lord will help us. Use the intelligence. He will, under some our Guru's guidance, will be able to do it slowly. But first point is we should understand as a principle, then start applying it in ourselves. Once we start applying, we also understand, oh, there's a difference between soul and body. We understand that slowly. Once we understand, people will reciprocate to in that way. They will also feel like, oh, this person is realized person, or at least to some extent. Then they will also try to behave with you. So, because ultimately we are all souls, we are Satchin Anand. There is no question of jealousy, hatred at a very constitutional level. So when we experience that ourselves, we sort of emit that vibes also, and others also may feel that, oh yes, he is something different. They may also like to understand from us, and that way it continues. And some people will never, they will be jealous. They're by nature, they are demons. So that's very different. That we have to deal with differently. But whatever it may be. So slowly it comes by practical application, by following these principles very rigidly, by knowledge. And in the association of devotee, it happens. Prabhupada and his disciples, they themselves was proven, they are proving now also disciples, and innumerable many disciples, Prabhupada himself, that proved that how to deal with this, how to deal with various people by their practical examples. So we can learn from them, we can read about them, and we can, slowly it will come on in us also, because that's the whole purpose. That's whole purpose is to follow the parampara. Follow means they have whatever they have done, we should also do in the mood of follow, in the mood of service, and we try to, Prabhupada has preached, we should also try to preach in that way. Prabhupada has built facilities, we also should try to do something to build the facilities for getting these innocent people the chance to go back to God, like that. So that is mood. So we also should adopt that mood slowly. By practice it will come. Of course, we should not imitate, but we should follow. So then this knowledge will come, and it comes because Lord is there inside you. He will see. Yes, this soul want to sincerely follow what I have told, at least one principle, two principle, whatever all principle, then he will give that much intelligence and power for us to deal with that. Because material world will be never easy. will be testing us. It will give sometimes good facilities also, sometimes it will test us, drift us away, try to Maya will try to drift us away. But if we are determined, if we are completely surrendered to Lord and Guru, then Lord will help us and we can understand it. So Swayambhu Manu here is telling Dhruva Maharaj, you behave like devotee. You don't cross the principles of devotion. Devotee is always merciful to everybody, is always tolerant. Because you cannot be preaching others, or you cannot yourself realize this principle if you are not tolerant, because there will be always distraction, there will be always some test coming to you, or there will be some distraction where the situation will be going against our desires or against our spiritual path also for some time. So we have to be tolerant. No. Tolerate it. Tolerate. Once you tolerate, it will come out. Okay. So this is how it works. And then ultimately it's Lord's mercy. So this is the way Swayambhu Manu is instructing to the Dhruva Maharaj. So I'd like to stop here. If there are any question or comments, we can discuss, and then we can further close. So thanks devotees for coming. Any questions or comments? Padmanath Achyut Prabhu also is there. Prabhuji, you have been joining us. P.A. Das. I never realized it. Then now recently I realized it.
Right,
I thought P.A. Das some name. But now some 2-3 lectures before I realized, you are, when I saw your flash your video that time. Any Prabhuji, anyway, any comments, questions, anything, please add to that.
Yes, Prabhuji. You know that, so he's not only a Kshatriya king, as well as, he's a devotee, that clarity on that line was really, it gave me the more clarity in that perception. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So if there are no questions or comments further, I think I'd like to thanks all of you in your busy schedule. You joined. Please keep joining, and we'll continue the discussion. So thanks once again, and we'll close the session for today. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Dhanyavad. Hare Krishna.